Hey everyone, today I'm going to go over some new and very interesting news that we have for Wild Hearts. This is Koei Tecmo's and EA's newest Monster Hunter-like or Monster Hunter Lite game. I would actually call it more of a Monster Hunter adjacent experience where we are going to be going three separate massively interesting details. First and foremost, we have an Xbox Wire article which simply suggests that this game is going to be going free to play probably sooner than people would have expected, which is kind of really out of nowhere. On top of that, we also have a confirmation from the developers themselves that they will be hosting an AMA, a Q&A on Reddit. We're going to be going over those details. Also on the back end of the video, we're going to go over the brand new patch that went ahead and dropped. So plenty of patch notes addressing a bunch of other stuff. But before we begin all of that, I want to make it very clear that you can actually go ahead and play Wild Hearts, which is basically available as a free trial right now. So in their official Twitter account, they basically went ahead and confirmed originally before it ended up going available live on either the Xbox storefront or PlayStation Network PSN, where you can essentially go ahead and download a free trial for the game all the way up until April 13th. What that essentially means that you can play the game pretty much until the gates of Monado. Now, it's still relatively early, time in the game. You're not really seeing end game or anything like that, but you can pretty much not only create your character, which means that you get to keep your save file, so you don't have to do that again if you choose to actually fully buy the game. You get to experience a couple of new monsters, of course. You get to check out all the weapons, that's a given, and you get to get a little bit of the feel of the karakuri, the crafting, which is something that a lot of people have, whether they end up loving Wild Hearts or not, usually ends up falling with the crafting. The gameplay is fun. It's not Monster Hunter, it's not as slow, it's a little bit faster, but the crafting is what throws a lot of people off. Whether you love it or not, that probably seems to be a little bit of a sticking point if performance isn't doing that already. So they simply went ahead and mentioned that if you can try your hand at a hunt, experience Wild Hearts for a free trial up to the gates of Monado, available now on Xbox Series X and S and PlayStation 5. If you actually, which I'm going to be leaving a link in the description below for both the Xbox storefront and the PlayStation Network, downloadable storefronts, they already have the trial available now. This video is going to be going up on April 8th, so you should be able to go ahead and check that out, and the trial will be available up to the 13th of April. So we're looking about a week's worth of free gameplay. Now, the game is already on sale, which is already being discounted on PlayStation, I believe, down to $62.99. And I think I saw it on the Xbox storefront to like $54.99. Remember, this is a $70 game, allegedly. So that's interesting. And if you happen to have Game Pass, you can actually check it out because the EA Play is already part of Game Pass. So you can actually play the game up to 10 hours. So you can check out this free trial, play up until a certain point, and then download the trial EA version. These are two separate launchers essentially, and you can actually pick up right where you left off from the free trial that you're going to be able to play for free, and then get another extra 10 hours of gameplay if you happen to play it on Game Pass. So there is that added benefit to that. Now, on top of all that, there is a brand new Xbox Wire article that simply seems to suggest not only are they recapping a lot of the stuff that's brand new to the game, there's been a bunch of additions. We're going to be talking about patch notes, the developer Q&A and all of that in a minute, but pretty much towards the back end of the article, they seem to suggest that there might be inklings of this game going free to play, which basically means if you already have Game Pass, chances are this game is going to be Game Pass included more sooner than you would have expected. Probably like full on, available on Game Pass type thing before it becomes free to play. So there is like a lot of suggestions in that article, which we're going to be going over after I go over the patch notes. I don't want to like muddy everything up. I'm probably going to leave some timestamps on the bottom so you guys can check out the stuff that's more relevant to you in that regard. But I did find that very interesting, and I think that at the end of the day, they're going to be, they're trying to keep the player base alive. I understand that, and I think that maybe a lot of people have just kind of like dwindled away. Maybe the game is not selling as well as they could have, which is why it's already on sale. So it is what it is. This kind of stuff happens all the time. Shouldn't be that much of a surprise to everyone. We're going to be talking about that in a little bit. Before then, though, I do want to quickly go over the fact that the developers mentioned that They will be hosting an AMA on April 11th at 12 p.m. Pacific time. This would be 3 p.m. East Coast time. They already have a thread on the subreddit where they're basically mentioned that they're excited to share with all of Azuma's hunters that the team will be hosting another developer AMA next Tuesday, April 11th, 12 p.m. Pacific time, 3 p.m. East Coast time. Lewis, the executive producer of EA Origins for Wild Hearts, will be joining them to help answer questions about Murakumo and the latest content update and more. Stay safe and stay sharp, hunters. And they put a quickly PS. The Claw Blade players, before you pull out your Karakuri and Pitchforks, the team is already planning to rebalance the Claw Blade with the upcoming patch. Unsure at the moment for the exact timing, but the plan is for it to be before the Death Haze Gloombeak content update. I believe it's on the 20th. I believe that's when that's going to be happening, April 20th. So once we hear a firm date, though, we will inform you. So not only are they going to do another hot patch to address some of the complaints that this weapon has received, the Claw Blade is not really the best weapon in game right now for various reasons, but of course we do have a new monster, difficulty being ratcheted up once again. New armor set, new skills, all of that, talismans and all of that good stuff being added in on the 20th. So therefore we should be expecting this to happen before then. And of course the free trial is going to be available on the 13th, and this Q&A is happening on April 11th. Now regarding the patch notes, I very quickly just want to go over the fact that there is quite a lot to go over. You should be seeing me scrolling through just the page. I'm going to be leaving a link in the description below for all the patch notes. Now I will make one very clear criticism here. The way that they address their patch notes is pretty piss poor. I'm not going to make any excuses for the developers here on this one. They just kind of threw up a list of things, and they didn't really list them off properly. So you have improvements, balance, and adjustments, and then I believe towards the bottom they have one illustration for I believe is the Celestial Shield Fusion Karakuri, which did get a massive adjustment, and then I believe there are some miscellaneous and fixes, but that's about it. So they didn't really highlight monsters and stuff and actual changes and weapon changes and stuff like that. Everything is just kind of thrown in together. Monster Hunter does a way better job for the patch notes, but again, no real criticism here. Just the fact that, the developers from Monster Hunter have had many years to be able to get that patch note system together. These guys are still learning how to do it. So maybe take some cue notes from the developers over at Capcom, who seem to actually be dividing patch notes in a more legible way. Let's put it that way. I don't even want to delve into some of the actual changes that they have here. I will say this. Some people have complained that performance on PlayStation is actually worse than Xbox. I've been playing the game a little bit on and off since I actually made my video on the game, and it's okay. So I made a video about this, and some people in the comments kind of thought I was not only crapping on the game, but actually throwing a little shade on it. And some other people thought that I was actually talking about the game. I was memeing the fact that Monster Hunter was dead in the face of Wild Hearts, and they thought it was an April Fool thing. It wasn't. I was referencing an article which suggested that. That's literally what the entire video was about, me discussing an article and their ideas and some of the things that I disagreed with it. That's what the entire video was about. But some people didn't necessarily pick up on that, or maybe didn't watch it to completion. I don't know. But the point is, I don't hate Wild Hearts. Since that video, I've actually been playing the game a little bit on and off. I've seen the updates that they have been doing. I saw the patch notes. I certainly booted it up and checked it out again. Feels a little bit better on Xbox to me, but of course that's just my opinion. There's plenty of patch notes here that kind of seems to just suggest that they are working a lot on the game. And to highlight the fact that they're working so much on the game, there is the Xbox Wire article, which simply says Wild Hearts is adding new monsters, new tools, and more, and there's a free trial. First and foremost, they mentioned that spring is a time of awakenings and a new opportunity. In celebration of the season, Wild Hearts is adding new content all month long, from new Kemono to new Karakuri to new quest types. If you've yearned to join the hunt, Xbox players can now try Wild Hearts for 10 full hours. Explore the beautiful but dangerous land of Azuma right up to the gates of Minato for free now through April 13th of 2023. So actually here they seem to suggest that not only do you not need a Game Pass to of course be able to check out the trial, but you will in fact be able to get 10 full hours of the version of the game, or up to the Gates of Monado, whichever one comes first. They also mentioned that plus you can get up to 20% off discount on either the standard or Karakuri editions, which includes the base game and 6 exclusive items, the Karakuri Samurai, Karakuri Ninja armor sets, a decorative Tsukumo lantern, and 3 emotes through April 20th. They of course showcase the new Kemono right there. Falling cherry blossoms, petals, and once delighted of the people of Asuma, now filled them with dread. For the delicate harbingers of deadly foe, the beautiful but destructive Murakumo. Don't be beguiled by the loveliness. This massive fox like Kemono dances through the air and unleashes a whirlwind set of attacks that can bring quickly an end to almost any battle. How will you overcome the ferocious powers of this beast and protect the people of Asuma? Mastery of the new Karakuri may be your only hope. They mentioned that the spinning top is a cunning and powerful addition to the Karakuri toolset. Though it may appear quite simple, it has the power to banish Murakumo's salvage winds. But it's also important to note that the spinning top gains power each time it ricochets off any surface. The more objects or Kemono it hits, the stronger it becomes. So you choose your hunting grounds wisely and you'll be able to stagger almost any foe. They also mentioned that Wild Hearts is also including a new limit break system for weapons and armor that will allow you to enhance your equipment with the core orbs you obtain after defeating volatile Kemono. In addition of Murakumo also means new materials for your weapons and armors, both every bit as useful and beautiful as the beasts that inspire them. And of course, there will be bug fixes and overall game improvements coming as well. You can visit the website, of course, with the patch notes, which we already went over. They also mentioned more is coming on April 20th. The new content doesn't end on this first update. Be sure to check back for more information on the new deeply volatile Kemono, the Death Haze Gloom Beak, as well as challenging serial hunts, new emotes, and new chat stamps. Serial hunts will push your skills to the limit as you pursue the succession of the Kemono and time-limited hunts, and without the ability to draw upon the healing waters from the wells. These quests will be risky indeed, but with great risk comes great reward, but only if you make it to the end of the quest. So of course, they're going to be a real true endgame pain in the ass. Now, I haven't gotten to the endgame of this game, so I'm not really going to start complaining about it, but it sounds like a lot of fun nonetheless. And that's the reason why I started to kind of pick up on, playing it a little bit more. I keep seeing the developer updates. Certainly the performance for me and my end, it feels like it's getting a little bit better. Therefore, I want to see more of what they have. But that's pretty much all the information that I have for you guys today. If you want to check it out, again, the game is available for free to play right now on either PlayStation 5, Xbox Series S, or Xbox Series X. Remember that this game is not available on last-gen consoles, and the trial is not available on PC, whether it's Steam or anywhere else. So you're SOL on that one. At the same time, there will be a developer Q&A AMA on the 11th at 3 p.m. East Coast time, 12 p.m. West Coast time, and the patch notes are also live as of right now. At the same time, the high suggestion of the game probably becoming free to play is certainly there, and I'm interested to see just what more information we're going to get in the near future. But that's about all the details that I have for you guys today. If you're brand new to my channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, hit the bell to receive notifications when the videos go up, and as always, thank you so much for watching. See ya.